I bet you never look at the start of your golf swing to improve your golf. We all look at the fancy pieces, but you could be missing a crucial element that will make all the difference to your next round of golf. We found this with Scott today, and we fixed it, and when we fixed it, he hit it miles. But not as a one-off, it was consistently longer with his iron.
Without looking at it, when my head was here, that felt it was like that. Yeah. Now I know it isn't. For me, that's about as textbook as it could get. The sound was, as good as I can do.
Well, I'd say it's different gravy.
Yeah, absolutely. Compared to there,
exactly.
It's a
now
very different feeling. That felt, that was very much ball divot.
Yes.
And it also, to me, it probably wasn't, but it felt three-quarter swing. A little more tucked, it wasn't as chicken wing.
And I keep saying this, but the exciting thing is, you work on this.
Oh yeah.
You're scratching the surface of what that can be. I want you to have a look at the right hand side first, and let's just paint this picture of where you end up at impact. All right?
Yep.
And the body moves well, but where do your hands end up a little bit?
I'd want those hands a little more there.
Exactly. Like if we were being really, really picky, we'd want to sort of see it here. Now, I mean, we're here right now. I think we can sort of halve that, which, by the way, would be beautiful. Yeah. Like we hit so many good shots. Now, I always think a golf swing is a little bit like a block pipe. If there's a little bit of block at the start, it sometimes goes through and we sometimes hit a good shot. Sometimes it gets a little stuck and not great. So I want you to have a look at this takeaway. Now, the first thing that I see is this face fanning open. And for context, your bad shot you really want to get out your game is that high, that right, that one you're like, oh my God.
Fanned, not going anywhere, iron shot,
None of us like it.
No.
And then we get to the top, we see the face be a little more open. Now I know we have slight wrist issues, so just for context, got a little bit of an injury, we'd struggle to get this sort of look at the top. But interestingly, for me, you actually have it enough to make the club face stronger. So what I'm really proposing here is, we're going to have a look at a little bit of right arm and a little bit of club face through this takeaway. So if I sort of draw on here right now, get back here, get rid of these. I'd love to see the face stronger, and I would love to see the right arm and the right elbow a little more down rather than this way.
Not the chicken wing.
Yeah, and which, by the way, if you looked at it from face on, this would stop us being so much here, more here, which then if we go, why are we trying to do this? Improve the predictability of where we are here. Right, any questions on that?
So it would almost, and correct me if I'm wrong, which I probably will be, but it would almost be if you said to me, right, hit a punchy iron shot, where I'm almost holding it off. That's almost the sort of issue.
Describe that to me then. So show me that. I'm interested with that comment because I think it's a great way for people to learn is put it into a shot.
Yeah, so I mean, if I was thinking, I'm not going to try and kill somebody.
No, just pick up some balls.
So if I was trying to hit something low on the golf course, let's say I'm going into a green and it's howling, a normal summer's day in St Andrews, I would almost be thinking, I don't want to take it much more than there. Now, I know in reality, I'll probably be there, but if I think there, and then in terms of where I want contact, I would almost be, if that was the middle of my stance, I'd almost be setting up like that. Just to sort of, I'm not going to hit it, but almost.
So for reference, you can see how much further back that ball is in terms of that position
if that's where I would be normal, if I was trying to hit a little punch shot, I'd almost have it almost off the back heel. And again, I'm not going to hit it because I don't want to kill the people on the range, but then almost sort of only thinking there, so that when I come into impact, the hands are very much ahead of the ball.
I think this, what you mentioned there, I think we should definitely have as a bit of an idea of where we start with this.
Cool.
I would want to encourage you to put that ball back in your stance, but I still think there's a bit more of a problem with what is the trigger that starts this.
Opening the wrists.
So if I just take the club off you there, Scott, you stood there for us, and this is a really important concept. So look at the groove, there's grooves on this club, right? Every club has grooves. But it'd be safe to say, when you start, your face loses sight of that ball. So I think you're a great player. You're in category 1, what we'd call an old money. So we don't want to say, you've got to change everything.
No.
For me, we're just looking at 2 little things here, which let's do the first one first. And this tweak then almost allows us to unlock the next one,
Yep.
right? So what I want to propose here is the first thing, I want you to really feel that up to hip height, that club face doesn't lose sight of that ball.
Okay.
Now, that for me is going to encourage a couple of things. It's going to encourage more of a takeaway which uses more of this and less of this. Like, you're a handsy player. I don't want you to lose your hands, because that's part of your DNA. But definitely, like, toning it down a little bit. So just have a few little takeaways and to the top. So I don't think you've ever got to change anybody's golf swing. It's just massaging a few things go differently. Yeah. So just do me a few takeaways there, Scott, where you really feel that you're just keeping that club face, keeping at that ball for longer. It's your only thought.
I'd almost feel as though I'm not going to be hooding it, but almost as if I'm hooding it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to feel, if I'm being honest, like it's so closed. Yeah. Gone all the way to the top.
Without looking at it, when my head was here, that felt it was like that.
Yeah.
Now I know it isn't, but
I don't want you to look at it. I want you to make a full backswing for me, all the way to the top. Good. And do that again for me. Even overdo it more than that. Keep it looking at the ball. Brilliant. Now I like this, because I think talking about what it unlocks, it then allows us to start setting this better. But that's the second bit. Now have a look at this here, right? This is you exaggerating in rep 1.
Yep.
A little bit open still.
Yep, very much so.
But then if we have a look at our next rep here, you really got this good. And I like this a lot. Look how much better this is.
Yeah.
Matching spine, and then look at the difference in this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, that's about as textbook as it could get.
Yeah. And that's I like how you phrase that, for you.
Yes.
We're about getting you to be better, right? We're about you slightly improving.
Yep.
So what I want to hit now is just 2 or 3 shots, just really feeling that club keeps...
Almost exaggerating it.
100%.
I mean, to me, it felt 3/4. Now, I knew it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But if the feeling is 3/4 and that puts me in that...
That's ace, right?
For me, much better position, job done.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Yep.
So I want to say to you now, right now, I don't care where these balls go.
No.
I'm more bothered about right now in this part of the session is exaggerating that feeling of that point in the ball.
Yeah.
So we should probably anticipate a few that go left, but a few that feel a little more sweetly struck.
Yeah, that crisp
Exactly
click.
that. Beauty. Beauty. Remember, we're trying to get out of this weaker shot, and we're feeling the first point of breakdown is this. You know, another way of thinking about this, if you're more of a feeling person within the body, the same thing would be try and feel our right palm is more to the ground for longer. This is still the same idea, just a different way of thinking about it, right?
Absolutely.
So 3 more for me.
Yeah, I mean, mentally, I'm almost thinking, I want that feeling.
For sure.
I know it's not going to be as hooded as that, because my natural propensity is going to be to open it. But if I can feel as though the club head is pointing at the ground halfway back, I'm probably somewhere near where you want me to be.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And then I like the fact that to get that, you've got to use this body a little more.
Yeah.
Beauty. Really nice. Really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Gone really overdo this one. So as much as you possibly could dare. Now we're talking.
Yeah. You could tell in the sound.
Right. Because I think before you were almost catching them a little bit thin.
Yes. Yeah.
And even your good shots.
Yeah.
I think, oh.
Yeah.
So, and we played earlier, and to give you an idea, we were probably about 2.5 clubs difference.
Yeah.
When I first saw you play, I was like, we can narrow that gap massively because of how you are presenting the club.
Yep.
And just by making that feel. Now, how did that last shot feel there? Because that was ace. That was really good.
That was... And again, probably like a lot of players, I'll base it on how it sounds.
Yeah.
The sound was, as good as I can do.
Well, I'd say it's different gravy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. I want you to take one more for me. And again, I'm gonna get a little video here.
Yep.
And I don't care where the ball goes.
No.
I want you to make it feel the way I describe this is as one piece as possible.
Yes.
So it's like this.
Yep.
Almost, I'm not going to say Bryson-esque.
No,
but feeling
I know
like
what you mean.
this.
Yep.
Okay. As much as you dare, and every time you're trying to improve part of your swing, I think it's great to be in that frame of mind. Beautiful golf shot. Now you just look where all those have landed.
Yeah.
One went a little further left.
Yep.
But you could probably throw a bit of a blanket over them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as a pattern, I'd take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Well, we're done. Right, okay. So this for me, if I'm being honest, I think you could do this way more.
Sure.
But that sort of goes, okay, well, if I can hit it that good with this, much better. Interestingly now, we're only just past parallel.
Yep.
On the way down, look how much, and what I like, but the knock-on effect of this is, at the point before, your face was back here.
Yes.
So that always would require an element of...
Flicking it. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas...
Throwing the hands through. Yeah.
This looks awesome.
Yeah.
That for me is like Scott 2.0.
Yeah.
That I really like. So let's sort of say, what could we really feel more? Because I said that what this allows us to unlock now is just sort of discussing this element.
Yep.
So I just sort of alluded to that feeling of, if I take that club off you there,
absolutely,
that feeling of you almost keeping this as one piece, right? I want us to imagine now that our right arm and our right elbow, so this element here, as best we can, almost stay in one line. Okay, rather than like this. Now, this is really going to help us feel that, and I hate using this word, but it's probably going to feel a little bit more compact. What you would call your punchy link style shot. So let's just make a few practice swings now where it feels like our right arm always stays in one line. Now for me, there, look how much shorter this is. And also look how I'm not bending it as much.
And again, I'm guessing, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's probably going to help me keep the left arm straighter.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Now, I mean, so many good players. Jordan Spieth, one of the guys at the top, who's slightly bent, but for sure. So my triggers for you is, this is why it's sort of what I say it unlocks the second piece, is you have to have this bit right to get this. And then for me, as a great player, you'll start to react so differently in that downswing. So let's really feel club face at the ball, and right arm and right elbow in line. And notice how it's not in.
It's not collapsed.
Not collapsed. So I want you, and this is going to feel really odd now, but do a few practice swings for me, which feel like you, and this is maybe a Manchester term, go to town on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Just over-exaggerate it.
So don't even hit a shot.
No. Yes, I mean, I would almost be feeling like I'm...
Right, let's do it more.
Yeah, I mean, I could feel that wanted to chicken wing out, but...
So really feeling that right arm and elbow in line. Right, okay, good. Now I'm going to do this even more with you here. I think you can do this more. So do it again, you do it. You go up that first bit first, that first stop here. So now, don't feel that breaks down anymore. All it does is just there, that's it. Now you can't go any further than that, can you?
No.
But do you feel like you're switched on here?
Yeah, it feels like the sternum's engaged.
Good. Before, for me, I'd describe you as, which is one of the reasons why I was like, well, you said to me 2.5 clubs difference. It's like, no way. I mean, look at the size of us.
Yeah.
And you're a great ball striker. You're just not unlocking that area. So do that one more for me. I wasn't quite happy with the first one there. I think you can do better. Now we're talking.
Yeah, I mean, already, there's a little bit of bend there, but compared to there, it's a very different feeling.
Make me a full flow practice swing. So no stopping. And again, but don't stop. Just go back and down. Make it shorter. Do it better.
A little fast.
Even do it slow, but just don't stop. Now give yourself a mark out of 10 and where you felt that was.
The first one or the second one?
Second one. Yeah, first one.
I'd have probably gone a 7.
Let's have a little look here. Right, now we're talking. Have a look at this at the top. Now this for me is as good as we're going to get, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly long, but...
level with parallel is pretty good.
Compared to what we were seeing before. Yeah.
So, I like this because this is not as out. This has a better effect on the club face. So there's a real correlation. The more this goes out, the more it goes open. The more it comes in, the better you're going to control that face. So let's now hit 5 shots. And I want you to feel like you're making chest tight swings. That's it. Just chest tight swings.
It probably won't be.
No, but that feeling.
But if it feels like it.
So it's really that feel. There, watch, look at that there.
Yeah.
Right, let's do it. As good as you've got. Come on, not bothered where the ball goes. Beautiful. Now, what did you just take?
That felt, yeah.
Look at
That
the
was
ground.
very much ball divot.
Yes.
And it also, to me, it probably wasn't, but it felt 3/4 swing. Yeah. Oh, I know enough to know that if I'm feeling 3/4, it probably is parallel or just a bit beyond.
So Scott's wife, Kate, is stood over here and just gave some very constructive feedback. No, it wasn't. It was longer.
It was a very honest appraisal.
But I like this.
Yeah.
Now, because look how much closer this is.
Yeah.
This is much better.
Yeah.
And that excites me because look how now it makes it such an easier journey to get back to that ball.
Well, not only that, but if I stand here and look at the divot, that's absolutely where we're aiming.
I just think, if you think about this logically, if this is more under control, this becomes easier to anticipate. And that's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's all we're trying to do. Now, the feedback I'd give you is you could do this, you could go to town on this even more. So let's say that's you feeling exaggerating it 100%, let's do 150%. So really feeling even shorter in here. Now, with that, it might feel like you're rushing into that ball because it is shorter, but that's just that almost perception right now. Beautiful shot. Just a dodgy ball.
Yeah, you could tell by the ball flight it wasn't the greatest of golf balls, was it? But I mean, from my perspective, again, it felt like the right elbow was a little more tucked. It wasn't as chicken wing. And
that's all we can ask, right?
Yeah.
We're never going to change it massively.
No.
Right? But what we're trying to do is just put a few more things, some more ducks in a row. Now what excites me is look at that, that's the best ball speed you've had.
Yeah.
Best smash you had. Before it was quite low.
Yeah.
There's 1.31, and I keep saying this, but the exciting thing is, you work on this.
Oh yeah.
You're scratching the surface of what that can be.
Yeah,
you should be looking at a ball speed over 110, I would say.
Well, and we're quite lucky in that the range we use at home has top tracer on every bay. Nice. So we can see the numbers we're getting as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a feel thing, but if you can then extrapolate that and see it in the numbers, it's win-win.
Exactly. Because then you go, okay, I can believe this.
Yes.
Right. Let's hit another one, Scott. Let's really exaggerate this. Feeling like chest height swings. Love it. That's just different class. That is so good.
And that, again, to my brain, was the 3-4 club wind, playing links, trying to flight the ball down, keep it back in the stance, keep it under control.
That's your swing now.
Yeah.
That's your swing. I don't see, I look at that and I go, that's what I see as your way of taking this to the golf course.
Yeah.
That is your swing.
Yeah.
Right, one more for me. What a golf shot. How good was that? How good was that?
We're happy with that.
Again, look at your ball speed now.
Yeah.
Creeping up to 103.
Yeah.
You were under 97 when you were warming up. I know you were part of warming up and all that. Now this is your last shot here. Now in terms of this, I like this. Look at us now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on parallel.
Yeah.
But that's a damn sight better than where we were.
And I still feel as though I could do more as regards the not getting those wrists so open so early.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But that's something I can work on. I can work on that at home without hitting balls.
I think that is something that you think now as, I know we broke it down into 2 parts, but that for me is just the way you think about your backswing now. This to this, and it feels like sort of, I would say this obviously you can't wear this jumper all the time, but if you wore this jumper, it's almost like you're feeling like you're level with this.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was different class.
Thank you.